What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, y'all, Errol Spence had to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight, and it hurt my soul, y'all. It crushed me. It hurt my heart when I was like, come on, fam. Like y'all just don't know. I was so excited for this fight. I mean, the build up was just getting me just so excited, right? Even though Errol Spence is not the most charismatic guy, like outside of the ring, he not over the top with antics like Adrian Broner. He not just this ultimate hilarious entertainer like Adrian Broner or Floyd Mayweather is. But to me, Errol is one hell of a fighter. And we know that Manny Pacquiao is more than one hell of a fighter. He is an absolute legend, and he's iconic in the sport of boxing, right? For everything that he's accomplished. I was just waiting for those two worlds to collide and for the show for it to just be a brawl and for it to like to be a great boxing match, right? I was excited for all of that. And it could have turned into a chess match for sure too. But I was just excited for whatever the outcome was going to be. I was just wanted to see them two guys in the ring because when the deal first got signed, I just couldn't even believe it was happening. And I said, you got to be kidding me. You playing with me right now. I couldn't believe it was even going down, right? So it was just disheartening to read that Errol Spence has a detached retina, right? And, you know, a detached retina is a very, very serious injury. Guys have retired from the sport of boxing for having such an injury, man. It was a career ending type injury for Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's a very serious thing. Errol Spence says he went to 3 different doctors to get all these different opinions on it. And they're like, no, you do not need to be fighting with this. You need to rest up, have the surgery so you can come back and be stronger. But you need to, you don't need to be in this fight. So now Manny Pacquiao will be fighting Yordenis Ugas from Cuba. And, you know, man, I really was just looking forward to this fight so much, man. But more than me and my anticipation for a fight, what's really important is the health of Errol Spence Jr. I'm hoping that he gets well. I'm hoping that he recovers better than ever. And I'm hoping that we see a speedy recovery from him. You know what I mean? Because right now he's in the prime of his career. And it's hard to see him go through this after being in such a horrific car accident, and surviving that, right? Surviving that car crash with Ferrari flipped over all them times. He was ejected from the vehicle, all the face lacerations and all of that. For him to come from that accident and put on a dominant performance against Danny Garcia where he won by wide margin, right? You like, damn, dude built different. For this to come back and happen, you like, come on, man, another setback for him. But it's a setback, possible setback for a major comeback, man. From what I'm seeing from Errol Spence Jr. now is that he's saying he will take on the winner of Ugas and Manny Pacquiao. I'm hoping that this fight will still be on the table for Errol Spence Jr., man, because you never know what Manny Pacquiao is going to do. You don't know what he's going to do, what type of obligations that he has within his home country of the Philippines. We know he is in politics, the senator for sure. So we don't know what he has going on and what the future hold for Manny Pacquiao. But I knew that this is a very important fight for Errol Spence Jr. because this is a legacy fight. Guys want to have a legend like this on their resume to say that they have defeated a legend, right? So even regardless of win or loss, the fact that you're facing Manny Pacquiao provides extreme monetary gain for him and his family. Errol ain't made no $100 million or nothing crazy like that. He ain't did no Floyd Mayweather numbers, right? But a fight against Manny Pacquiao is definitely going to get you that bread. You're going to break the bank with a fight like that. Because Manny he is a huge iconic figure in boxing. He's going to bring a whole bunch of fans. So you're going to get people going to tune into pay-per-view. The whole Philippines is going to be watching the fight. Pay-per-view numbers and all that, money from pay-per-view was going to be crazy, right? But also more than that, man, if he beat Manny Pacquiao and won in decisive fashion, right, it was going to do wonders for his career and for him to be the face of boxing outside of a Canelo Alvarez, right? It was going to put him in a different type of ilk. So I was like, man, Errol is one of my favorite fighters, so I was looking forward to all of that happening, right? But unfortunately, the brother got to sit down and be sidelined for a minute, but I have faith that he will come back. As he said, he's come back from much worse. That car accident was much worse than that. So I'm hoping that he can return and be better than ever, without question, right? But here's the thing. Since Errol Spence has announced that he had a detached retina, I've seen a lot of extremes, Manny Pacquiao extremes, because Manny has a fan base that is very extreme. While they can be staunch supporters, they can be, some of them can be over the top, overbearing, and they can be way too toxic, right? With things that they spew about certain fighters and all of this. So now the narrative is that Errol Spence is afraid of Manny Pacquiao. He was scared. He was scared of taking a loss, this, that, and the third. I don't know, like, to say Errol Spence is ducking, I don't know what he would have to gain by ducking, right? I mean, what he would have to, what he would have to gain by ducking. To me, he's losing everything in this. You losing the chance to ever fight Manny Pacquiao, which you want on your resume, and you want, like, look at all the bread being left on the table, all the money being left on the table from withdrawing from this fight. You don't think Errol Spence want that money? You got to be at your damn mind if you don't think he don't want that payday. You don't think he want that bread? He want that bread. He want a chance to go against Manny. He been calling out Manny since he beat Mikey Garcia, right? And I know a lot of y'all gonna say he saw the training camp and he got nervous. Errol does not strike me as a scary dude at all, not in the slightest bit. Nothing about him seems scary at all, especially when you didn't been around dudes and you didn't been around real situations or whatever. You didn't seen real stuff play out in real lifetime, right? No matter where you at, right? I'm in Chicago, Illinois, right? So I've seen a lot of real situations, and I've seen dudes that are scary and dudes that's not. And I've seen the energy, I've seen the look in their eyes from dudes that's scary and dudes that's not. Errol don't strike me. He don't strike me as scary at all, not in the slightest bit. People mistake his, the way he talk, slow, the southern drawl. Some people sound like he's slurring or whatever, like. They take that as, oh, he's scared, he seems hesitant. That's just how he talk. He talks like that all the time. So I don't think he was afraid at all. And once again, I don't think he was willing to leave that big of a bag on a table just because, I'm a duck, so I'm going to leave this big. No, he ain't leaving it. Are you crazy? Are y'all stupid or something? You got to be stupid or you got to be smoking on something. There's no way in hell he would leave that type of opportunity on the table after he'd been trying to get it for so long. He was never in position to get it when he wanted it. So now he got it. It was in the palms of his hands, right? He had that. You think he wanted to get it up? Hell no, man. He was so excited to even get that fight, right? Because that was something he had been wanting for a while. And when the negotiations went down, like I can tell the way he posted, he like the biggest fight of the year. See y'all in Vegas. He was amped for it, and it was like they said it was in works for a while. And I know he was amped for it because he didn't even try to announce it because he didn't want to risk sabotaging it or jinxing the fight. He didn't want to risk even doing that by opening his mouth too soon, like Ryan Garcia did, posting up the poster with him and Manny, making it look like they had a fight coming up. Excuse me. He didn't do that at all. He like, look, I'm gonna let all the dust settle when the debris. I'm gonna let the debris settle when the dust gets swept off, like Jay-Z say, and then we're gonna announce this fight and we're gonna shock the world. We ain't gotta make no announcements. We ain't gotta make it be known that we talking, none of that. I ain't gonna let this fight get jeopardized. I'm gonna wait till it's signed, sealed, and delivered. And he waited then, right? But unfortunately, got a retina issue. So people wondering also, what is this from, right? And in my opinion, I think this is from Errol's sparring sessions. Truthfully, if you watch Errol Spence Jr. fight, this is one of my favorite fighters in boxing, right? When you watch him fight, Errol is willing to take a lot of shots just to get his off. If he feel like you cannot hurt him, he will stand there and let you hit him with shots and then just try to overpower you and pressure you and just become overwhelming to where you just start breaking down. He starts breaking you down because he's there all night and he starts overwhelming you with his style. His style is not slick, elusive like Terrence Crawford, right? Even though I like Errol Spence more than Terrence Crawford for sure, and everybody know that, right? Terrence is a slicker boxer than Errol. Errol is like, look, you got to beat me. I'm going to outwill you. I'm going to outdog you. So you can throw them shots or whatever. I'm going to parry. Because I'm going to say this too. Errol Spence's defense is underrated. He parries a lot of shots. Blocks a lot of shots. More than a lot of people think. Without question. Now, he ain't ducking like Sweet Pea or nothing like that. But he parries a whole lot of shots. So he's very, very good at that. He's excellent at that almost, right? So, but a lot of times he still will be willing to take some shots to give some. If he feel like you can't hurt him, he gonna do that. And I think in sparring, he was taking some shots to give some, letting dudes get off. He wasn't trying to be elusive or whatever. He was sitting there letting some shots being rang off on him. And I didn't even see the sparring footage, but I've heard that the sparring footage showed him getting beat up or hit with some tough shots and getting beat up on. And that comes from Errol Spence sitting there and letting some shots get thrown at him, right? He's sitting there and let some shots. He has a tendency to sit and let some shots get thrown at him, and it may have resulted in a retina injury, right? I'm not blaming him for it at all, but I'm just saying, like, his style is a lot of times, if you feel like you can't hurt him, he'll take some shots. In sparring, he'll take some shots, and, in order to just give some. So, man, it's kind of funny, man, because people asking how can we prevent these type of injuries. And I don't know, is it too intense sparring? They got scale back on the sparring or whatever going for. I don't know, or spar less rounds. I'm not sure. But fighters are going to be fighters, and they're going to fight regardless. So whether you tell them what to do or not, some of these dudes just want to just fight so bad. They going to fight their way, and they start getting into the mix and the spirit of battle in sparring, that they be like, they forget it's sparring. Like, damn, I'm going to take these. Like, they treat it like a real fight. And Errol may have just been like, man, dude I'm going to just take these shots, right? He getting hit with shots. He taking it to try to get his off. And I think that they may have resulted in a detached retina, right? So, I don't know what the timetable is for his recovery. Hopefully it's not too long to where, he's out for a very long time. I'm hoping that he can come back and get Manny Pacquiao once again and get that and seal that fight again, man. I'm hoping that works in favor for the brother. And that is in the event that Manny Pacquiao wins that fight. Now, I got Manny Pacquiao beating your Dennis Ugas. I just do. I got him beating him without question. But hopefully that I hold true with that statement and then everything works in his favor, man. But all respect to Errol Spence Jr. I hope you heal up. I hope you get much better. I hope you come back better than ever. And, I hope he's not looking at all these haters, man, because a lot of super emotional fans are clowning him, talking he's a disgrace, he's scared. Like, how you a disgrace for a damn detached retina, bro? How? Are y'all stupid? Do y'all know what a detached retina can cause? A lot of, they had people retire because of it. It's a serious type of injury. Like, you can't, talking about faking and ducking. Like, this ain't no, I got COVID type situation. But you know what? People are taking it and running with it because they don't like Errol Spence Jr. at all, and they don't like those PBC fighters. And to me, y'all don't confuse me. Y'all don't confuse me when y'all say PBC fighters, because I know what PBC means to a lot of y'all. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what PBC means. I know what that means to a lot of y'all. For real. So you don't fool me at all, right? But nonetheless, man, best wishes to Errol Spence. Hope he gets well, and I hope we can see this fight happen again. But the thing is, Errol Spence will be in a lose-lose situation, right? Because if somehow, throughout the fight, if Manny Pacquiao, if he gets beat by Manny Pacquiao, people are gonna say, oh well, it's terrible for Errol. His legacy don't mean nothing because he got beat up by an old fighter, right? He got beat up by a dude that's almost 40, that's basically 43 years old, right? But if he beats Manny, he's not gonna get no credit for it, even though people were saying Manny was gonna beat him in the first place, right? If he beat Manny, people were saying it was like, man, Manny's finna beat his, you know what? Manny was finna dog walk Errol Spence. He was finna dog walk him. And if Errol Spence goes and put on a performance where he whoops on Manny and possibly stops him, them same people are not gonna give Errol no credit. They gonna say, oh, that ain't nothing. Hey, he supposed to beat up that old man. He's supposed to beat up that old man. They gonna give him no credit. So it's just like a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. But regardless of what the fans think, I hope Errol Spence is tuning it out. He reminds me, or he to me, he makes me believe. I believe he is a guy that's just above all that stuff, right? He puts me in the mind frame of a person who just is above all the BS, and he strikes me as a person who really don't care about none of the stuff the fans be saying. He's just like, I'm gonna let it roll off my shoulder. It is what it is. I ain't really tripping on him, and I'm hoping that he's pressing forward and he will be ready for another fight with the winner of Ugas and Manny Pacquiao, man. But best wishes to Errol Spence. Again, it's one of my favorite fighters, so I'm wanting to see him back in the ring soon and back in position to do his thing in the welterweight division, man. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.